Closed caption for Innerlocs Out There is provided by SendThief.
My name is Corey Brossman. From my earliest memories, I've been consumed with the outdoor lifestyle. The past 2 decades, I've traveled all throughout this great country, chasing my outdoor passions with a camera in my hand. God has truly blessed me with this life, and I owe it all to our Creator. My strongest belief has always been to influence your legacy.
3, 4, 5, right there.
I'm Cammie Brossman, and I'm Corey's daughter, and I love hunting just as much as my dad. I'm just your average 12-year-old girl with a passion for the outdoors that is deadly by design. My younger brother Brody loves hunting just as much as me. We are always following Dad to either the boat for stingrays or whitetails in the tree stand. This guy came in and I just couldn't pass him up.
Get the Outdoor Edge knives out.
Father, thank you for this day. Father, thank you for the opportunities and the memories that you're making for Cammie and I.
That thing is huge.
What do you think, Cammie?
150-inch 8-point all day long.
There's a big one out in the middle of this field. Shut up. Hey, Papa!
We are the Brossmans, and we encourage you to discover,
Explore,
and influence your legacy. And to do that, you have to live wildlife
and be out there.
Throughout my career, I've got to do some incredible things.
We did it on the ground. We did it on the ground.
Experience some wonderful things, film with some amazing people.
The first black bear taken with an interlock carnage.
But there's something special about hunting and bow fishing, trapping, and with my kids that's second to none. Hunting with you is very emotional, you know that? I love you, kid. You're doing good. I'm proud of you. You held it together. But there's one last thing we got to do in there. Are you ready?
I already did it. Wildlife is a brand that we can all relate to. Why? Because it's about getting your kids outside and teaching them about your favorite outdoor pastime.
If you've watched Innerlocs Out There for the last 14 years, you know that I'm a family man and I love to take my kids and I love to take other kids to the great outdoors and let them experience everything that's out there.
Wildlife has a special place in my heart. Why? Because their motto, influence your legacy, is exactly what my dad is doing for me and Brody.
And then maybe you kill a doe. We'll see what happens.
If a coyote walks in, I'm gonna shoot it. No. Can I get in the frame at least?
You're in there.
That way. Okay, you ready? All right, get your arrow. Squeeze the trigger. Squeeze all the way towards you. Squeeze. You learned a lot tonight, didn't you? About patience.
Well, I guess Brody's not the only one that shot in jail last night. Look at him. They're as big as they can be. Like
Right here.
Jeremy.
All right, look here.
Yeah! Oh, I missed. Yes, got it!
Got him.
Nope.
Behind him. Right there. When I teamed up with Wildlife and Damian Albrecht, and the first thing he told me was our slogan is influence your legacy, I knew that this was going to be a great partnership. When Damian told me he drew a special tag in Montana for elk, the first thing out of my mouth is, when do we leave? I'd love to film you, because Damian's one of those guys who's killed some great big animals and he's very picky, unlike me. So I had an opportunity to go with someone that was actually going to shoot a giant trophy. So, and I knew where he was hunting. I've hunted with Nate Ruth in the past. So I knew we had an opportunity at a big bull. So I packed up my stuff and headed to Montana with my buddy Damien and in quest of big elk. Well, this elk hunt was only going to be about 4 or 5 days because I had a trip lined up with Brody in Kentucky. So we were hoping to get in, get out, and get a big elk on the ground. But as many of you know, elk hunting is definitely not easy, but it is fun and rewarding. Now, the area we were hunting in Montana was a private ranch that Nate had, and gosh, you know, just the aerials we looked at, you know, it looked great.
All right, this first night's getting in here today, and we decided to come in here and scout tonight and see what we can see out here in the fields. We have a couple mule deer over to our right here, and there's a whitetail out in this the pasture here. So about another 30 minutes or so is usually when they've been talking. So we'll wait around and see if we can hear them tonight.
Stood up on this knob and did some glassing, and one of the things that I remember right off the top of my head was we ain't hearing any bugles.
Nate, a little bit ago, heard one bugle pretty far off in the distance. But we're gonna wait out here all evening and see if they make it back to this area. He's pretty confident they're in this area. We just haven't seen any yet.
The moon was bright, and if any of you elk hunted last year, you knew it was a weird year to begin with. It was extremely warm, and the elk were not cooperating.
Innerlocs Out There TV is proudly presented by Interlock Broadheads, deadly by design, and by AMS Bow Fishing and Honda Generators. Outdoor edge knives and tools, from the field to the freezer and everything in between.
The Umarex Octane features tremendous velocity with a quiet downrange noise thanks to the integrated silence air noise dampening system. Powered by the Reaxis gas piston that provides more punch, more power, and more speed. These two technologies combined deliver a smooth, accurate shot with maximum power. The Umarex Octane.
Why I bowfish. Hunting fish with a bow. Non-stop action, never slow. By day, by night, great shots, great fights. With family, with friends, trash talk never ends. And kids, they love it. If they miss, think nothing of it. By foot, by boat, by board or canoe. How you do it is up to you. Aim low, shoot fast. Watch your shadow, watch the grass. Shoot carp, raise or gar. Shoot 'em close, shoot 'em far. Stout arrow, barb tip. Retrieve a reel, let it rip. Bow fishing, give it a shot.
Innerlocs Carnage is the latest addition to the Arrow series of broadheads. It's a fast-acting, rear-deployed design that delivers exact aerodynamics once covered with an arrow wrap. The arrow wraps keep the blades closed until impact, giving the head field point accuracy to increase success. The 100-grain Carnage works well with crossbows as well as vertical bows, giving it supreme versatility.
Tell me that Carnage isn't named correctly.
The Innerloc Carnage, made in America and deadly by design.
Last evening we went out and did a little scouting. We saw quite a few turkeys actually. A couple of different groups. Saw some muleys, saw some whitetail. Full moon last night, so we didn't see any elk, and that was pretty quiet, believe it or not. Yeah, so here we are this morning. We're getting ready to bail out of here and go see what we can see this morning.
Well, that first morning, we got out there, we started glassing and just starting to listen, and we didn't hear much.
I mean, this wind isn't ideal. It's kind of like a south wind, pretty much, southwest.
And Nate said, come on, we'll start walking, and there could be 1,000 bulls on this ranch, but if you don't hear them bugle, you just can't find them.
I think we'll just move real slow and keep our wind and stay to the northwest of that, because I'm pretty sure that bugle was over in there. Okay, we're just gonna try to skirt that way. Yeah, skirt that way. Just keep move a little bit, call a little bit, move a little bit, call.
We walked and walked and walked, and out of the blue, one starts bugling right on top of us. So Damien quickly set up, Nate set up, and it was time to try to bring the bull in.
I heard a bull down in this area, so I came in to make up a set. Got in here, weren't even set up yet. Nate hits the call, and right away, just screaming. had some cows with him. There was a smaller bull that went off to our right, and he grabbed his cows. He kind of made his way to our left. He's still probably within a couple hundred yards of us.
Well, the bulls showed themselves. I'm not really sure if Damien was going to take that bull, but it gave us the confidence we needed to know that, you know, there's some bulls in the area, and you know, we are able to get them to respond to the calls.
Probably a little unseasonably warm at the moment. Next couple days will be the same. Yeah, winds picked up. Yeah, we fought that a little bit today as well. They kept changing direction on us. But
a little bit. Good encounter, good bull.
Yeah.
Hunt the evening when it cools down a little bit, and hunt the mornings hard and see what we can get done.
This segment was brought to you by Umarex Air Guns and Axion Optics Solutions, and these proud sponsors.
Zeke!
What are you doing? Why ain't you in the woods hunting?
And my daggone blind load in, Corey.
You need a blind turtle.
Corey, ain't no turtle gonna help me kill no deer, especially a blind one. You're on a shine, son.
Not a blind turtle, a blind turtle hunting blind. Get in the truck and I'll show you how it works. Come on.
Oh, wait, that's neat.
Get in here.
The Zeke-approved Blind Turtle Hard Shell Hunting Blind.
The new Shapeshifter by Innerloc Broadheads. The only broadhead ever developed that will fly exactly like a field point out of today's fastest bows. Shapeshifter's patented exo cover is strategically designed to shatter on impact and deploy a lethal 3-blade mechanical broadhead. True field point accuracy, devastating results. The new Shapeshifter by Innerloc, made in the USA. See the full story at Innerloc.com.
When it comes to lighted nocks, no one beats the original Luminoc. Luminoc pioneered the lighted arrow nock category, from crossbows to compounds, deer, turkeys to targets. Luminocs have been lighting the path of archers everywhere. Trust the brand that has sold over 7 million nocks, all made in the USA. Light them up with Luminoc.
This segment of Innerlocs Out There is brought to you by Black Widow Deer Lures and Wildlife. Influence your legacy. Also brought to you by...
That afternoon we headed back to the ranch, regrouped, and when we went back that evening, same thing. We walked and walked and walked, saw a lot of sign, but we didn't hear or see anything until we got right back to the truck at dark. There was a good bull with a bunch of cows. Seeing this bull at dark gave us the confidence again that we needed, and we knew exactly where we were going to start in the morning.
Day 2 morning, and a little different approach. Wind changed a little bit, so honest, we're going to come in a different direction. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. A little brisk this morning, perfect for walking. We'll see how many miles we can get in today. Just over 13 this morning, or yesterday, so it was a good walk yesterday.
On morning of day 2, we headed out and started walking and walking and walking again, and we spotted a decent bull with a bunch of cows. We set up on them, kind of watched them for a little bit, see what they were doing, and you know, not a whole lot come out of it. They went up into timber to bed down, but we heard some bulls screaming far off to the west, so we decided to go after those bulls.
Nate spotted some elk over to the right here. I don't know, probably a mile away, but there's definitely some cows in there, and there's a couple bulls. Hard to really tell what they are from here, but it's an area we came in on the first day. We came right above that area that they're in at the moment. But yeah, we're just gonna see what the wind does here, and then see about making a move. On our way in, we were able to spot some bulls, a bull and a smaller bull with some cows. We set in after him. We kept him in sight for a while, but they're moving to, they're heading up to the bedding area. But by the time we were watching them, we have a bull bugling behind us. So we're going to take off after him and see if we can get eyes on him. There he goes. We got to go.
Unfortunately, the wind shifted, or they heard us or saw us or whatever, and the whole herd ran out in front of us. I never got the big bull on film, but we were inches away from possibly getting a shot at a big bull.
This wind is no good. I mean, that's obviously what just screwed us. But I think, I don't know, I just think we need to back out, because otherwise, if we try to get around that way, we're going to carry scent. If we try to come up from the bottom, that wind may shift and come out of the west, which it typically does, and then we're blowing our scent right up at them.
Now, we had a pretty good idea about where all these bulls and cows were going, so we set up in this meadow and waited.
We saw these bulls this morning, and these cows come over this way, so we knew they were back here. But we, like I said, as hot as it was all day, we did not want to try to push them. And, but today it definitely turned. All morning we seen, I think, had like 6 different bulls we seen, so yeah, definitely going the right direction for us.
Well, finally, we got some really good action. We got the cows out in front of us, and this bull is screaming. It's Damien's hunt, a great encounter, and you know, the only way you're going to shoot a monster bull is by letting really big bulls walk.
Yes, I see him.
This segment was brought to you by Excalibur Crossbows and Luminoc. Light 'em up. Also brought to you by
Black Widow deer lures believe in high quality, guaranteed freshness, and superb customer care. No matter what you're hunting, whitetails, hogs, or wanting to lure in the biggest of bears, you can count on Black Widow deer lures to bring them in close.
This segment of Innerlocs Out There is brought to you by Scent Thief, Steal the Hunt, and these proud sponsors. Products seen here today on the show can be purchased at mikesarchery.com.
We had a great hunt there. You know, Damien's expectations on this particular hunt were very high. He also knew that he was going to be returning back to the ranch, so you know, he was going to be very particular about what he shot during the rut, because he knew he was going to go back in a few more weeks after we got back. Well, after leaving Montana, I got back, picked up Brody, and headed to Kentucky.
Man, is it hot. We just left Montana. Damien and I had a great hunt there. Saw a ton of elk, passed on a bunch of elk. Things didn't work out with a couple of elk, but we just got into blind turtle here in Kentucky. Opening day of the crossbow season here. Little Brody's doing the hunting, I'm doing the filming. We're sitting in this blind turtle. It's 98 degrees outside, probably 130 in here, but we've had a bunch of trail cam pictures of some really nice bucks showing up.
After seeing the sweat roll off of Dad and Brody, I'm glad I didn't go. This is what brought my first deer in. So, we just had some turkeys coming right here. I'm pretty sure they're still out there.
There you go, look at that shot. Take the safe dolphin killer. Look at it. Put it on her. Make sure it's on the crease. Are you on the crease? Wait. See her crease? Yes. Squeeze when you're on it. Smoked her. Yes. Smoked her, dude.
She's dead.
Yeah.
She's so dead.
Where Brody put that interlock right where it needed to be. Unfortunately, after I watched the footage, I didn't realize that dead doe was quartered too just a little bit. So we were going to give her some time to expire before going after her.
I said, Brody, the first deer comes in, you smoke it. He did.
While we're waiting to go look for the doe, in comes a spike buck. So Brody looks at me and says, Dad, are you on him?
Push the trigger.
Thunk. Seen the Luminok go right behind his shoulder, and I knew that deer wasn't going to be far.
Brody, both shots look good to me.
Got the Innerlocs, don't you?
Yep, he's a velvet.
Well, it is actually really good. I didn't think it was really going to be this big, but it's good.
It reminds me each time why, as hunters, we do what we do. It's to influence your legacy. It's to get them out there. It's the only reason I lease this property. This is what it's all about. A couple of deer in the back of the pickup and a little boy sleeping over there. Well, his doe didn't go very far. We took care of everything for Brody. Got the tags on him, got him iced up real good, and took him back to the shop.
So what'd you do yesterday?
I shot 2.
How many deer?
2.
Tell them, how many deer did you shoot yesterday?
2.
2 deer. So you ruled the woods. What broadhead were you using? Do you remember?
The Carnage.
The Carnage?
We had a great time hunting with Damien and experiencing that great hunt we had out there in Montana. Got to see some wonderful animals and some beautiful country. Rekindle some friendships with Nate and his family, and basically live wildlife. And then come back, and I had an opportunity to influence my legacy by taking Brody out there and having a good time in Kentucky and putting some fresh venison in the freezer. So just a great early season September week of hunting in Montana and Kentucky.
Holy moly, you're something else.
I got 2.
Unbelievable.
I got 2 of them.
Aye.
Tell me you got a buck in
Where'd
the
you
doe.
get a buck in the doe?
Yes.
One
has velvet and it's a spike, and one's a doe. Monster doe.
Papa is so proud of you. Oh my God. You are something else. Way to go, Brody.